Perhaps it's a good to have a beautiful mind, but even greater gift is to discover beautiful heart. I know one person who is the owner of beautiful heart because he's trying to improve the life of disabled people, but he's doing this in other way. He has a very controversial opinion about charity. He thinks that we shouldn't do charity. If you will ask why, I think best answer will be given by Mr. Maulen Akhmetov.
Возьмите флэр. Возьмите флэра, пожалуйста. Это вам. Доброе утро. Пошлем к черту больных детей. Посылаем к черту больных детей.
Зачем такое пишете? Кто отвечает?
Это кто вам такое? Кто вам такое напечатал?
Мы сами напечатали.
Вы сами?
Мы сами распечатали.
А кто вам дал такой текст?
Это мы сами написали.
И как вы додумались до таких текстов? А? Почему такое пишете, а? Это что такое? Это что за возмущение? Это что? Это же не цензура. Это же не цензура. Вы сами не болеете никогда? Вы просто никогда не болели? Это почему такое? Что за объявление такое? Что это за бред?
Для больных детей.
Ты о чем думаешь? У тебя мама есть? Ты о чем думаешь?
К черту больных людей.
Вот к черту, вы понимаете, что такое выражение к черту вообще? Вы возьмите Даля русский язык, если вы плохо понимаете. Я мусульманин, я прекрасно русский язык знаю. И вы поймете смысл к черту, когда говорят черту, это к дьяволу, это уничтожению, понимаете? Значит, уничтожить детей надо, а не наоборот.
My name is Maulen, and I'm an ordinary student studying here, and I'm here to tell you why you should not do charity. Well, for those of you who didn't get the video because I forgot to put in translation for English speakers, well, the main point which many people miss of that video was that to show that people really care. The passers-by, they had enough energy and time to stop and to chastise me. The person standing there, they had devoted much of their time. Some people talked there for 10-20 minutes and we couldn't explain them, it was an experiment. Well, that shows that we have incredible potential and energy. But the problem is that we wanted to tell people to come to a charity event later, because the energy they put in is just wasted. It's not used for the cause. So that will be the main theme of the topic, that the charity is bad when the energy people put in is not used the most efficient way. So the whole video was an agitation to make people come to an event, to a charity event that we have organized. It happened in 2014, and we were asked to help this little girl. Her name is Adelia, and she had a cancer. We were asked to make this advertisement and organize the event, and so we did. The video went viral in Karaganda, the city we did it in, and well, many people came to the event. And at the final event, the charity fair we organized, the park was stuffed, a lot of 50 volunteers came, and at the end were the results. We had the single day we raised about $2,000, and then the contribution, somebody made a contribution of $30,000 for the cause. Well, that was great. Everybody who volunteers here, they know this feeling when you have everybody working together for the cause, and all these people doing the same thing. Now, now many of you probably have contributed to this kind of charity. Many of you probably have seen the boxes that fundraise for kids who need help for surgical operation. Well, those of you who have ever donated to such kind of charity, please raise your hand. Well, most of you. Shame on you. Make sure to do that after the talk. So, have you ever thought about the destiny of those children when you donate in the mall because you have change? Do you ever think that I'm donating right now consciously because to the end I want to help this kid, I want this kid to be healthy? Have you ever said, maybe in the course of your shopping career you have helped a lot of children, maybe you have saved some kid's life and now he's given a TED talk somewhere? Well, I thought a lot about what happened to Adelia. And I got a call from Saulia, the person who I was organizing the event with, later, in a few months later. She was calling me and she was talking incredibly, very quietly. And she told me, she couldn't find words and you could hear that. And she told me, Maulen, I just talked to Adela's parents and we couldn't save her. They said she had died, she had deceased. It was the 7th of November. It was one of the worst days of my life. Well, I was devastated, everybody was. So it started me thinking about how these things can happen, how you can have so many people trusting us, so many people giving us money and their time, and us not saving this child, and us not helping, not providing. So was there something wrong with the people? Maybe people were greedy, maybe people didn't want to give money. Well, this was totally not the case, because we saw right now that people actually are very compassionate in our society. So another experiment we did, another awkward situation I put myself through in Karaganda, and this experiment has been repeated many times, well, quite a lot. I went to work in the streets, and I basically begged on the streets. I was a beggar. So I stand there and ask people to give me money for just because I'm standing there. And so the results was incredible. The numbers are incredible, because at that time we would make about from $8 to $10 an hour, just standing there doing nothing. Well, that amounts about like 1,000, 2,000 tenge an hour, and if you work, you stand there, I would make in a month about 300,000 tenge. Well, that's roughly the money that my dad would make working as an engineer meteorologist. Well, this is to show that actually people will give a lot of money. We have resources in our society. We have resources, we have willingness to help, we have energy, but all of that is wasted. When all of that is not transferred into a good cause, into an efficient cause, it's wasted. Another problem is that the way we conceptualize of charity in our society. I personally, myself, when I was thinking about it, I thought when I give money, when I help a beggar, when I help Adelia, when I volunteer, I think about myself because it makes me feel better. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel needed and fulfilled in society and all of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't help the cause. So it helps the people who are donating, but doesn't help the cause. It doesn't solve the problem itself. Because the charity we do, the fundraiser, and everything and else is too small, and the problem we want to solve is too big. So later same year, we decided to grapple with the problem and open a charity shop. In Karaganda, we thought that we fundraise a lot, so don't mistake me for a person who hates charity so much he doesn't do anything. Actually a few hours ago, I was selling stuff for garage sale, and first semester we organized one garage sale and raised about 500,000 tenge for a great cause. And then we saw that when you organize a fair, when you organize an event, there are many volunteers coming to spend some money, and this money makes you more money. And this ends in one day. So we thought, why not? What if you take that money and reinvest? What if the charity will make money itself? What if you have this perpetual, continuous system that makes money itself? So we thought we'll open a shop. We would ask, so it's imagine a garage sale, conducted not one day a year, but every single day. So we'd ask people in Karaganda to donate stuff they don't use, like clothes, school supplies, and the results were incredible. In 1 month, we got about 1,000 kilograms of clothes donated. People would keep giving us stuff. So So we just went there and asked for a space. We took volunteers, painted the walls, put everything there. So we opened a shop, and that was incredible. Like 16 small kids running around. Another point is that people in the area needed that shop because the area was kind of in the area people needed these things, and before we would give them for free, like each year. Sometimes we would go there and give the stuff to kids and school supplies for free, but establishing the shop made it available for them to come every single day. So the point was that these things, they were recycled and done again and again. So when we moved on, well, I'm sorry, I'm incredibly nervous standing here. Opening a shop was much easier. What was like the best thing we have done there is that we employed a person. So instead of giving to volunteers all the good stuff, all the great things when you volunteer, feelings when you volunteer, we employed Certifier. And to make this example clear for you, well, let me introduce her to you. She is a disabled person. She has a 4th degree disability, and you can see from like looking at her, she's an amazing person. Well, the problem sounds ridiculous. She is a disabled person, therefore she cannot work. She wants to work, she is able to work, but she cannot. Why? Because she needs an MRI done, tomography. Well, she cannot do an MRI because she doesn't have enough money to do MRI. She doesn't have enough money to do MRI because she doesn't have a job. And no employee would accept her. So when we told her that we're opening a shop near your house and we will employ you and pay you salary, she was crying. And you can say from the edges of her eyes, this is a woman that does not cry much. So this story ends happily, and after all, she got her MRI done. But what's more important is that she was incredibly happy to contribute. She was doing stuff, she was working every day, she was an incredible worker. She would come early, leave late, work on Sundays, and we couldn't get her out of the shop. And she used that money not only to help herself, but make gifts to her children, etc. So this shop kept helping people not only one time, not only one person, but it had helped people every single day. So when we thought that there are these kind of sustainable charities that could help the society, that could use the power of society we have, the capital we have, and transfer it and channel it to the right kind of causes, and that they can be bigger than any of us. The problem again is the problem is huge. Imagine that there are 400,000 people just like Teta Fire. Well, you don't need to imagine, because this is the case in Kazakhstan. There are 400,000 people, unemployed, disabled people who can work. Many of them can work, many of them your age. Well, this is like the whole city of people. And in that city, the worst district, the most vulnerable district is the district with people who have mental disabilities. And these are mostly people of your age, of our age, who, well, I'm talking about students, Mr. Stice. Well, they're able to work as they want to work, but they cannot, because they live in the closed institutions, they're spoon-fed by their parents, their whole lives they're happy to have parents. So how do you solve this kind of problem? You need the charity that is bigger than one-day event. You need something bigger than fundraise. You need something bigger than just a kind return, just asking people to give and to donate. You need something that is there, that mobilizes the whole thing. So when I looked around in Kazakhstan for this kind of sustainable projects, what I found out just blew my mind, and that's why I actually came here to talk to you. So there is a training cafe in Almaty city, and training cafe's concept is incredibly simple but awesome, and awesomely powerful. Just imagine a usual cafe, and there is a chef and there is a manager, but all employees are people with mental disabilities. So these people are trained to be waiters, to be carpenters, to be waiters, to sell stuff, to work with clients, to work on a computer, to do every kind of job. The end goal is to reintegrate them into society so they can go after that and work in another training cafe, another normal cafe. So there is no difference in food quality or anything else. This is just like usual business. The only difference is that all money goes not to the pocket of one businessman or to the profit. All profit generated goes to this kind of cause. Well, the person who has done it, she's like incredible person, Anna Khudiarova. She's a psychoanalyst and she's a Fulbright scholar. She got her degree from Columbia University, and we invited them, and we contacted actually them, and we said like, this is like so cool and awesome. Do you want to come to Astana to open it in Astana? So it was like, it's on a bigger scale because the problem is so huge. The charity must be bigger to solve the same problem. So they said, actually, that's what we're going to do. So right as I'm talking right now, the research is being conducted. People are being contacted, and people who need help being found. So they said to us that the only thing they need right now is just a space, a place to open in Astana. So then I thought, well, why not open in Nazarbayev University at this campus? Well, the huge difference between this kind of charity and what we did, for example, today we have made a food fair, and last semester we made another food fair, and like that made about 200,000 tenge in revenue. But the point is that this is, just imagine from how I see it, it's a food fair made every single day. You come there and you eat there, and it helps already people. Another point is that you actually see the impact you have on people. When you come to this cafe, you see how people are impacted, how they get helped, how they become happier and more integrated in society. Now these people are helped not only with money, not only with employment, they get psychological trainings, they are taught to actually live. Like these people are spoon-fed their whole life, therefore like they are taught to, like with the money they make, they rent a flat, and they're able to go to the shop, they are taught to talk to the person at the shop, to buy stuff, to pay their bills, to actually donate for charity causes, etc. So let me introduce you to the people who work there.
Моя мечта купить дом и быть самостоятельным. И хочу создать семью.
Моя мечта выйти замуж и выйти с интерната.
For these people, training cafe is the only output out. Just like in case of Teta Fire, there is no way for them that somebody will employ them. And what this project does is something bigger than just help one person or 20 people that are employed there. For example, Madila and Kolya, they met in the training cafe and they want to get married. And this is another point why I want this to be open at our university, because we live in this ivory tower, we speak about beauty of the mind, but I have never met this kind of people. And we are afraid of that which we do not know. And before seeing that they have the same dreams to build a house, to have a career, to have a family, I had no idea who these people are, and there are many of them, and they need our help. So this is why I wanted to be on our campus. Another point is that imagine that this kind of charity, it does not rely on our compassion, it does not rely on our kindness, it doesn't rely on time of people. We're not dependent on that you feel good today and you want to give money or not. Because, look, I have money I spend on food every single month. So why not just transfer that money I spend on food in any restaurant that we have on our campus? There will be one more restaurant. Every time you spend money there, you will have to spend anyway. So you have a choice to spend money there, and that money will be contributed to some greater cause. You'll be able to come there and see these people developing themselves, and see these people being thankful to you, and see these people being equal to you, and interacting with them. So this is my wish for this kind of enterprise to be on our campus. This kind of charity that does not exclude another kind of charity. You still can contribute to Adelia, you still can contribute to somebody else, but this obligates you. You cannot not help with this kind of charity. So I want to be this kind of thing on our campus, because every time I eat, every time I have lunch, every time I see these people, every time I say hi to them, I want this impact being made. And this is our idea, and this is something I thought was worth sharing with you. Thank you.